Right now at 6, the Eau Claire man accused of shooting at his neighbors represents himself in court.
And Tammy Baldwin on the Inflation Reduction Act lowering drug prices for Americans.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. An Eau Claire man accused of shooting a crossbow at his neighbors pleads not guilty. 35-year-old Robert Willie is charged with first-degree recklessly endangering safety and disorderly conduct. According to the criminal complaint, he fired a bolt at two people from his second-story window on Maple Street. The victim said Willie had previously texted them about threatening to shoot them. Willie is representing himself while he continues to wait for a public defender.
The Cashton man accused of 21 child sex crimes is in Monroe County Court today. 20-year-old Aiden Harris faces 19 felonies related to sexual assault, child enticement, and possession of child porn. According to the criminal complaint, between 2018 and 2023, Harris allegedly kissed and groped a 14-year-old girl when he was 19. It also alleges he coerced a 15-year-old into sexual contact. Harris is held on a $50,000 cash bond and is due back in court September 4th.
Well, we had the morning rain, but now we still got some showers going on as the main front begins to approach the area. Look at over outside of the radar, and the temperatures right now mainly in the 70s. You see all that breaks in the clouds to the west. That's allowed some thunderstorms to develop ahead of the front. Meanwhile, all the morning rainfall is pushed well off to the east of Green Bay right now. As we zoom in, we have some storms just north of Eau Claire up to about Ladysmith. So far, just a few of them beginning to push east, not impacting Eau Claire yet. We have one that's coming right across La Crosse right now, kind of diving south. So that should be a shower storm here over the next 30 minutes, just a small one. And then further south, you can see the clear air, kind of scattered conditions toward Decorah. We're expecting more development there as they've kind of heated up, and that'll allow more some instability. But right now, not much going on. The big story, big theme is going on is we're going to see more showers and storms continue through the evening. Eventually, I think we'll begin to see some of them dissipate as we get past 10. But some of the areas could linger on to about midnight with these showers and a few storms. So something to keep in mind of for the evening. We will see off and on to La Crosse. If we get back to 71, I think after 11 we'll see decreasing on showers and storms. Eau Claire, we might see a little bit later on after about 10 to 11 when some stuff lingers up there. It could actually linger all night long too, off and on. But otherwise 68, kind of muggy out there. We'll kind of break down. We have more showers and storms tomorrow, unfortunately, after we get down in the 60s. But the good news is we do have some drier conditions and warmer conditions also for the weekend ahead. And I'll break that down a bit later in the broadcast.
Something to look forward to. Thank you, Greg. Well, Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin is meeting with constituents to celebrate the first round of lower Medicare prescription drug prices today. Baldwin supported the Inflation Reduction Act, which empowered Medicare to negotiate lower prescription drug prices for the first time ever. Today, the Biden administration announced the price cuts for the first 10 drugs under those negotiations. Over 150,000 Wisconsinites are currently taking one or more of the 10 drugs that were part of those negotiations.
That's why I voted for the Inflation Reduction Act, to provide some real relief for Wisconsin families and hold big drug companies accountable for prioritizing profits over people.
The Inflation Reduction Act also capped the cost of insulin for Medicare Part D beneficiaries at $35 a month for certain covered insulin products. It'll limit Medicare beneficiaries' out-of-pocket cost to $2,000 a year starting in 2025.
The La Crosse Area Heritage Center's latest exhibit is honoring the works of a prominent La Crosse woodcarver. For nearly a century, the E. Hackner Company of La Crosse built altars, statues, and furniture for local and national churches. The company started in 1880 by Egid Hackner, a German immigrant with a passion for religious art. His community involvement in craftsmanship bolstered their reputation before its closing in the 1960s.
Like La Crosse was a big industry for this. So of course there's companies that are doing this in Chicago and the Twin Cities area, but they're choosing to contract with Hackner of La Crosse just based on their reputation and the skill that these people are putting into their projects.
The Hackner Touch exhibit is open Thursday through Saturday at the La Crosse Heritage Center until October 5th.
And just as you get ready to send your kids back to school this fall, so are the people behind the cafeteria counters. Today, West Salem High's nutrition department hosted lunch crews from 18 local school districts for the Cooley School Nutrition Group's annual training. They cooked up plans for the new school year and got a refresher on the latest school nutrition rules. It's all to make sure your kids stay well fed when classes start up again. Back on the campaign trail.
More on the campaigns and upcoming debates when we come back.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There's a side of Eric Hovde you might not know. In his 20s, he was diagnosed with MS, and in that moment, his life and priorities changed. Eric started Hovde Homes. Hovde Homes rescue abandoned children from sex trafficking and slavery. For children who never experienced real love, Hovde Homes offer the love, care, and support they need to heal. MS changed Eric's life, and thousands of children are alive today because of it.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
Arby's is full of choices. Quick, you can get your favorite stuff. 3 for $5.
Pretty good.
Incredible value for a limited time. Reach in and eat whatever you grab. Arby's, we have the meats.
It's the final weekend to save now during the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale at Drury's in Fountain. Exciting designs, stunning fabrics, and the best prices of the year right now at Drury's. You'll save on everything Smith Brothers makes. The latest sofa styles, sectionals to fit any room, and the finest in genuine leather, all featuring a lifetime warranty on solid maple frames, sturdy steel springs, and luxurious cushions. Plus, there's even 24-month financing available. Sale ends Monday at 8 at Drury's in Fountain.
The La Crosse Area Builders Association's Parade of Homes, August 22nd through the 25th, with 12 different projects including new homes. Search LABA Parade of Homes for more information and tickets and discover your home's potential.
Former President Donald Trump is once again holding a news conference and going after his rival, Vice President Kamala Harris.
This comes as Harris says she has agreed to 2 debates with Trump. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
For the second day in a row, former President Donald Trump hammered his opponent on the economy.
As a result of Kamala's inflation price hikes, they've cost a typical household a total of $28,000.
His news conference at his New Jersey golf course comes a day before Vice President Kamala Harris is set to deliver her first policy speech to outline her proposals to lower costs, including a federal ban on price gouging by food and grocery industries, which would require congressional approval.
Now Kamala is reportedly proposing communist price controls. She wants price controls. And if they worked, I'd go along with it too, but they don't work.
Thursday, Vice President Harris and President Biden, in their first joint appearance, touted Medicare's ability to negotiate with pharmaceutical companies in an effort to lower prices on certain prescription drugs, part of the Democratic-passed Inflation Reduction Act.
2 years ago, as vice president, I was proud to cast the tie-breaking vote.
And she responded to Trump's personal attacks on her.
I think I'm entitled to personal attacks.
What would suggest that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down? That's wrong-headed.
As the race has tightened, former President Trump is bringing back some old trusted advisors as his campaign reacts to the momentum of Vice President Harris. That includes 2016 campaign manager Corey Lewandowski and former communications director Tim Murtaugh.
Corey Lewandowski's coming in. He'll be, personal envoy.
The Harris campaign said Thursday that the vice president has agreed to a second debate at some point in October after the first debate on September 10th. The two sides also say the vice presidential candidates have agreed to a debate on October 1st to air on CBS News. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Most states already have laws against price gouging, but Harris's proposal would be the first federal ban on unnecessarily raising prices.
Just a week after canceling her concerts in Vienna, Austria due to a terror threat, Taylor Swift is returning to the stage in London. Swift will play at London's Wembley Stadium on Thursday. The last stop of her Eras tour was canceled when Vienna police said they had prevented an ISIS-inspired plot to attack one of her concerts there.
3 teenagers have been detained in connection with the investigation and are suspected of planning a suicide attack, including a 19-year-old who had a stockpile of explosives and counterfeit cash in his home.
Thursday's concert is the first of 5 shows Swift is scheduled to perform in London. This will be her final European stop before she heads back to North America.
Coming up, Hurricane Ernesto leaves its mark on Puerto Rico.
Where it's headed next in just a few minutes.
Once the storm stopped tonight, we still could see some fog tomorrow, but we got another round of showers and maybe some storms for your Friday. But the good news is the weekend is looking drier and warmer. I'll break it all down coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
Listen, Eric Hovde, Mr. Fancy California banker, I earned my retirement, but you said you would absolutely cut Social Security and even raise the retirement age. Now you want to take away our right to vote? Eric Hovde, you're one heck of a jerk. Will never have my vote. DSCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Okay, 500 deluxe garden gnomes. Wow.
I only meant to order 5. There's not enough money in my account for these. I'm gonna get charged.
2 things I just can't deal with: overdraft charges and garden gnomes. But your BMO Smart Advantage checking account gives you an extra day to avoid an overdraft fee.
Nice to see a bank cutting people some slack.
Well, mistakes happen, and we give you time to correct them.
So you don't like gnomes, huh? What about that one?
That one I like a lot.
BMO. The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get up to $7,400 in total savings on a new 2024 Ford F-150, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
I'm the proud son of a single mom.
My mom worked nights to provide for us.
My mom worked 80 hours a week.
But Eric Hovde thinks if you have a single mom, you're going to be poor or a drug addict?
That is a direct path to a life of poverty. It leads to higher drug rate.
That just shows Eric Hovde is ignorant.
Come on, I'm successful today because of my mom.
I learned my work ethic from my mom, my single mom.
What is wrong with this guy?
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $5.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $5.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Hurricane Ernesto is leaving a trail of devastation across Puerto Rico. It raked across the island yesterday,
flooding parts of the U.S. Commonwealth and leaving hundreds of thousands of people in the dark. Ernesto is now heading toward Bermuda. It could get there by early Saturday. Manuel Barroquez is in Dorado, Puerto Rico.
After Hurricane Ernesto lashed Puerto Rico with heavy rains and powerful winds, water stretched as far as the eye could see in Toa Baja Wednesday as the La Plata River overflowed its banks. In the coastal city of Fajardo, flooding overtook some neighborhoods, with debris, fallen trees, and downed power lines littering the streets. Even after crews began restoring electricity, energy provider Luma said roughly 560,000 people, more than a third of customers, were without power across Puerto Rico by the end of the day. The island's grid is still being repaired 7 years after it was wiped out by Hurricane Maria. In Culebra, Carlos Francisco and his family were cleaning up after Ernesto blew the roof off their home. It was like a roaring lion, his wife Cynthia Nazario said. I had never gone through anything like that before. Ernesto's trail of waterlogged damage posed some complications Wednesday, as in the municipality of Cabo Rojo, where emergency personnel worked to clear a blocked road so an ambulance could take someone to the hospital. Fear over the severe conditions prompted some people to evacuate, like Yesenia Adorno, who came to the shelter near San Juan with her dogs as the water rose behind her home.
How has this been?
Miedo.
Fear.
Miedo. Lloramos.
You cried.
On some parts of the island over the last 2 days, nearly a foot of rain has fallen. Well, now that Ernesto has moved on, we're about to lose the cloud cover, and it's expected to be a hot, sunny day in the 90s as many people are still hoping that their power will be restored. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Dorado, Puerto Rico.
Now, our region has been seeing some rainfall, and there's some systems coming through for this evening. Tracking it all is our chief meteorologist, Greg Barnhart, who's got all your weather details. Greg?
Yeah, we definitely had some rain, especially last night. A good soaker for a lot of areas, generally light rain. If you look at the last 24 hours, we kind of zoom in and do a little 3D shot of this. You can kind of see as we spin around. Generally a 1-inch mark for a lot of areas across northward. There was a little bit more towards Waterloo, where they've gotten up over 2. So generally areas got a half or even an inch too. And the good news is a lot of it was light. It wasn't really heavy amounts of rain. So good soaking. Otherwise, we still have some storms this evening coming with the main cold front coming through. We're going to have some patchy fog depending on where you're at. Could be some low clouds, it could be fog overnight, and then we have more showers and storms coming through as the low kind of sits just to our north. So we'll see some wraparound moisture, as we call it, through the area that'll give you those scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon hours. But for this evening, we still have a little bit of activity just pushing east right now at La Crosse, but I'm expecting more development out to the west here, where we've had more daytime heating, and the front is just to the west. So that will continue to develop and push east across the area, across the river, and to I-94. Once we get to about 10, I think a lot of areas to the west will be done with the showers and thunderstorms. To the east of La Crosse, probably till about 11, and then areas north of I-94 up to Ladysmith, those areas will probably continue to see a few showers lingering throughout the nighttime. But areas to the south of La Crosse, we'll probably start seeing partly cloudy, mostly clear skies too as the winds turn around. So all in all, not a bad start for your Friday, minus the fog that we might be dealing with. But then the showers will start coming back in probably around 9 when we get a little bit of heating. Right there it comes through, and then it'll just really generally develop across the area as the low begins to rotate to the north. We'll have widely scattered showers and maybe a couple storms. Probably coverage will peak probably in early afternoon hours, and then it gets a little bit more intense as we go east of the area where they'll have a little better daytime heating. For your Friday evening, still going to see showers continuing, so you'll probably still need the umbrella. We're not seeing this activity really decrease probably till later Friday night. Now, fog potential, I think up to the north, we could see some lower visibilities, but also keep an eye on areas where they kind of clear out, Caledonia and those areas down to Decorah. You might see that become a little bit more dense because of the clearing skies. But all in all, we're going to see some of that given the moisture that's still there. The dew points are up, given the light winds too going on. So that's what we could be dealing with, and then the showers come in. The good news for Saturday, we do have a few showers still going to be developing, but they're going to be very widely scattered, isolated, some cloud cover, but notice a lot more sun. We will have that north wind, so we'll keep the temperatures a little bit down, but I think we'll be a little warmer. But the better news is going into Sunday, we're going to start seeing clearing skies. I think that'll be the better of the 2 days. We generally should be getting up into the low to mid 80s in a lot of locations. Lighter winds. We might have to deal with that fog problem too, also Saturday morning and Sunday morning, given all the rainfall that we've had, clearing skies and lighter winds. So we'll keep track of that. But for tomorrow, really just some showers going on. Temperatures maybe 80 in the south, mid to 70s up to the north, given more cloud cover. Still below average, but all in all, we'll still be battling those showers, and they could continue once again on Saturday, and then Sunday, mid-80s, and it's fairly quiet pattern through all of next week, with temperatures kind of right around where we should be, which is upper 70s to about the low 80s, depending on where you are. And even beyond next Friday, the pattern is still fairly quiet right now, all the way to end of August, with the Climate Prediction Center going more drier than normal and kind of cooler than normal or close to it. That's a couple degrees below average. Those temperatures are a
Looks
little
like you're
bit.
going to be really bored with your job next week.
It's never bored
Nothing
because
exciting.
this time of year we got the thing called morning fog that goes on a lot, and we might be dealing with that even beyond Sunday given the moisture and the time of the year too.
Sure, makes sense.
Yep.
Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Brewers trying for a series split against the Dodgers, plus a Westby grad returns for one more season for the Eagles. Hear why he can't wait for the season to start next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Now is the time to finally get the pizza oven or fire table you've been looking at. Come to La Crosse Fireplace Company's end of the year clearance. In-stock fire tables and wood-fired pizza ovens are starting at 25% off. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
Sanctuary cities protect illegal immigrant criminals from being deported, like an illegal immigrant arrested for battery in Madison. Instead of being deported, he was released and went on to assault several more women, including a 13-year-old girl. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted 9 times to support federal funding for sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegals back onto our streets. And Baldwin voted for amnesty for 11 million illegals, including criminals. Tell Senator Baldwin, stop protecting illegal immigrants and start protecting Wisconsin.
Maury's VW has all the latest Volkswagens with new product arriving daily, including the new 2024 Volkswagen SUV lineup, the large and very spacious Atlas and Atlas Crossport, the perfect size family-friendly Volkswagen Tiguan, and the practical, economical Volkswagen Taos. As always, you don't need to travel far to have your Volkswagen serviced. Come in for your test drive today at Maury's Volkswagen.
T-Mobile coverage in my area is wonderful.
We have 8 acres, and it gives you peace of mind to know that you're going to have a reliable signal.
We enjoy hiking, we enjoy the outdoors. The coverage has been great.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
Now is the time to finally get the pizza oven or fire table you've been looking at. Come to La Crosse Fireplace Company's end of the year clearance. In-stock fire tables and wood-fired pizza ovens are starting at 25% off. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, the Dodgers have had the Brewers' number over the last handful of years. Milwaukee going 26-43 against LA since 2015, but today the Crew had a chance to earn a series split at home. All right, bottom of the first, rinse and repeat. Jackson Chourio producing an offensive highlight. You've seen it a lot lately, and you will hopefully see it for years to come. That home run makes it 2-0 and makes Chourio the third ever rookie to have a 15 home run, 15 steal season. Los Angeles would tie things up in the third, then take the lead in the sixth as the first pitch from Angel Peguero is sent to right off the bat of Enrique Hernandez. But in the eighth, the Brewers get the bases loaded for Willy Adames, and he picks a good time for his first hit of the day. That base knock evens things up at 4. Then later in the inning, Rhys Hoskins at the dish, and he rips one right off the foot of Daniel Hudson. Miguel Rojas can't make a play at home, and William Contreras scores. And then it's the airbender doing his thing in the ninth. He strikes out Mookie Betts here and then gives Shohei Ohtani to whiff, and the Brewers come from behind and take this one by 2 runs. Loggers are in their first Northwoods League title game since 2012, the year they last won it all. And at last check, La Crosse is in front thanks to an Elijah Ekus 2 RBI single with the bases loaded. We'll have highlights from that one for you tonight at 10. Well, yesterday we heard from Jack Studer, one of the offensive centerpieces for the UWL Eagle football team. And today we shift the focus to the defensive side of the ball. There's a plethora of all-conference talent on that defense, including Ryan Daines, who's entering his now 6th season with the program. And after an injury sidelined the Westby grad early on last year, Daines decided to come back for one more season and see what he can do with the new group. And it's safe to say he's excited about how special that unit can be.
I think we have super high expectations for our defense this year, probably higher than we've ever had, just with the amount of experience and depth we have across the line, being able to rotate guys more and keeping us all fresh. I think that the sky's really the limit for our defense this year.
The Eagles will boast a strong linebacking core this season with the return of their leading tacklers from the last 2 seasons and Daines and Tanner Newland. So good stuff there. Yep. Look at us. All
We're
wearing the green
wearing
like we tried for the
We all
loggers.
remembered.
Of course. So we're
Almost all of us.
We're especially happy
And
for
Greg
loggers.
didn't get the memo.
Hopefully they keep it going. But some news to pass along too. Christian Yelich done for the year with the back injury, getting surgery. So we thought it could happen, and it does happen. So
Yeah, he had tried to see if normal rehab could work to get him back in time for maybe late September or the playoff push, but it's a blow to the Brewers for sure.
It is, so that's tough. But go Loggers, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go Loggers.
And hey, Jackson Churio's looking darn good
how
in left
good is
field right
And
now.
the current score right now 2-1.
2-1 at last check. Yeah.
All right, sounds
stuff.
good. Okay, we'll have another look at your forecast right after this.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Before she was the most liberal U.S. Senator, Kamala Harris was the liberal San Francisco prosecutor, the most progressive in all of California. She let an MS-13 gang member go, who then murdered a father and his 2 sons. She agreed to release another felon, who then committed murder. And Kamala even protected illegal alien drug dealers so they could escape deportation. Kamala Harris, a dangerous San Francisco liberal. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
It's the back-to-school sale at Hy-Vee this Friday through Sunday. Uncrustables, just $2.48. Lunchables or P3, just 99 cents. Basket and bushel mandarins, just $2.99 for a 3-pound bag. Hy-Vee split top bread, just $1.28. Kraft singles, just $1.99. Hy-Vee cereal, just 99 cents. Save big during the back-to-school sale, in-store and online this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
All right, we still got some showers going on. One just kind of is coming through La Crosse right now, north of Eau Claire, but the activity will continue. Probably not until about 10, maybe 11. We'll start seeing a decrease in activity, but it'll be hit and miss, so it won't be an all-evening type rainfall, but certainly need the umbrella. You'll need it tomorrow, 78, and then we do warm up and dry out finally in the weekend.
Yeah, looking like a good weekend in store. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining us at 6.
We'll see you at 10.